Hello everyone, welcome back to this video. So from this video we are going to start a new tool, that is Power BI. So first of all, in this video we are going to basically introduce ourselves with this Power BI tool. We are going to understand the basics of this tool and why it is used. So let's start. When you heard of the word Power BI, the first question that comes to your mind is, what is Power BI? So a simple answer is, it is a business intelligence tool. Now if you want to explore that what is a business intelligence tool, then what we can do is simply go to Google and try to Google Power BI. So when I googled Power BI, the results that I got are over here. Power BI is a business analytics service that is provided by Microsoft. It aims to provide interactive visualizations and business intelligence capabilities with an interface that is simple enough for end users to create their own reports and dashboards. In simple terms, we can understand that Power BI is actually a tool that is given to us by Microsoft itself. Now Power BI helps us to get the data from various sources, the raw data, and then it gives us an interface through which we can visualize that data in the form of the reports and dashboards. So why do we need that? We need to actually visualize the data because we all know that nowadays most of the companies focus on the data generated by the customers, and they want to analyze that data to know everything about the customers or their clients. So whenever we try to visualize that data in the form of reports or dashboards, then it becomes easier for anyone to take a look on that data and analyze that. So Power BI is just the tool for that purpose, that it takes up the raw data, it cleans it, visualizes it, and then gives us a full-fledged report that what is happening in that data. Now, if we talk about the components of Power BI, then there are 4 basic components, and these components only help us to perform the necessary actions on the data. These 4 components are the Power Query. So Power Query is the first component. It is used to clean the data. So whenever we are talking about a data from a raw data source, which means it could be in the form of a table, that is a structured data or a semi-structured data, or could be even a no structured data. So whenever we are talking about raw data, it is very much possible that the data that we have can contain some blank records, can contain some null values or duplicate records. So we do not want our analysis to go wrong because of all these things. That is why the first step in Power BI is the use of Power Query, which helps us to clean the data so that the data is actually in the form that could be analyzed effectively without affecting the results. First of all, we need to clean the data. We need to remove the blank values, null values, and the duplicate values. Then the next step or the next component of Power BI is Power Pivot. Power Pivot helps us to model the data. Suppose we are getting a data from various sources, from multiple sources, then that data needs to be modeled perfectly. We need to find out the relationship between these different data sources so that they can be connected together with the help of that relation, and then they could be joined together to give a common report. This is the work of the second component of Power BI, which is known as Power Pivot. After modeling the data and finding out the relation between the data, our next step is to visualize that data. That is, how can we actually represent that data in a visual format that could be understood by all the other people. So for this purpose, the third component of Power BI, that is the Power View, is used. It is used to visualize the data, maybe in the form of a chart, in the form of a graph, in the form of a dashboard, or in the form of a report. Another advantage that we get here with Power BI is that we get multiple forms through which we can actually visualize our data. There are around 280 types of charts available to us in Power BI, which could be simple bar chart, pie chart, donut chart, to many more complex types of charts as well. Also, with the help of a dashboard templates, we can actually represent the data in a dashboard format as well. Now, after our data is visualized or a report is generated based upon the data, then the next important component is to share that data. Once you have visualized your data, you want to share your data with many other people. So this is possible with the fourth component of Power BI, and this component is known as the Power BI service. So Power BI service enables us to share data with multiple people. It doesn't matter if the person is sitting over here or somewhere on the other part of the globe. You can easily share your data with the help of this tool. Now, if we talk about the features of Power BI, that why do we need to study Power BI and not any other software? So the first feature that comes to our mind is its search volume. Search volume is basically the data we have taken through Google. So Google is one of the leading search engines in the world, and that's why we have taken the Google data. Now, if we just try to show that data, then here is actually a report from Google Trends itself, in which we have compared the data for past 5 years of the whole world, in which we have searched the two terms, that is Power BI and its competing software, that is the Tableau software. So if you just look at this graph, you will find out that this line, red line, is for Tableau and this blue line is for Power BI. If we talk about Tableau, then in the earlier in the beginning, that is in the year 2015, it was increasing. But if we talk about the current trends, which is around over here, that is August 16 to 22 in 2020, the searching popularity of Tableau has decreased over time. While if we talk about Power BI, then you can see that this blue line is increasing rapidly, and over here you can see that there is a considerable difference between the popularities of Tableau and Power BI softwares. So this is one of the most important reasons that is why Power BI is preferred, because the people all over the world are talking more and more about Power BI than Tableau. If we talk about some other features of Power BI, then it provides us maximum features, such as it gives us a large variety of templates for charts. Around 280 charts are supported by it, and there are many other features that you will obviously learn later in the tutorial that helps us to make our task very easy. If we talk about the cost of Power BI, then you will find that Power BI is very cheap as compared to other softwares. Some of the features of Power BI are available at free of cost, so you do not need to worry much about the cost in case of Power BI. If we talk about data connection, then Power BI enables that around from 100 sources we can just take up the data. We can take data from all the Microsoft Office tools like Microsoft Excel. We can take data from PDF, from CSV format, from the web directly. We can take from Microsoft Access database, and there are many more databases. You can just name it and you will be able to import your data source from that particular software into Power BI. This is the power that helps us to actually take up the data from various sources in their own format and use it or visualize it using Power BI. Then the next feature is trust. Power BI is a product of Microsoft itself, which gives us a sense of trust, because Microsoft itself is a leading company, and it gives us a sense of trust that we are actually using the right software and our data is secure, because data is the currency of the 21st century. So it is very important that you must trust the company or the product in which you are actually using your data, and Power BI gives us just that. So how Power BI works? Power BI actually works in two parts. First is the Power BI desktop, and the second is the Power BI service. If we talk about Power BI desktop, so Power BI desktop is a software that you need to install in your computer, and it would carry out all of your tasks. that is whatever the data cleaning, data visualization tasks are there, it would be done with the help of Power BI desktop. If you want to generate reports, if you want to create a dashboard, then Power BI desktop is your weapon. But what happens when you want to share your data with many other people all around the globe? Then the second component, that is Power BI service, is used for this purpose. Power BI desktop is used to generate reports, but to share those reports with others, Power BI service is used. If we talk about Power BI desktop, then it is completely free. It can be downloaded very easily from the official website of Power BI. How can you download this Power BI desktop? It is what I'm going to show you. So to download it, what you need to do is simply you need to go to this URL. So this is this URL, powerbi.microsoft.com/desktop, and this URL would help you to download Power BI. So what is all the download process and the installation instructions that you need to follow for downloading Power BI? It is what we are going to cover in the next video. Thanks for watching.